before me.
So then he'll die.
Well, so my parents were 17 years apart, but my father,
But those are your parents.
right?
Man,
Well,
nobody's perfect.
that's what I look
Nobody,
to,
nobody's perfect.
right?
See, what you're basically saying is, what? I'm not happy. I don't care. You don't marry for happiness. I don't care about, you don't marry for happiness or love. You marry for duty and responsibility. You keep your family together because look at what you're doing now. This is stressful. You cannot tell me as a 40-year-old woman dating on the West Coast that this is stress free.
Right. I think because it's new right now,
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
new, and
feel stressed. Right.
everybody you deal with has their own drama, their own
Hmm.
issues. If they have kids, though, you're gonna be a stepmom too, or something else. Then you got to factor in whole new sexual experiences, opening yourself up to an entirely different possibility of strain of venereal diseases, financial.
Yikes.
I'm like, we're not supposed to be getting divorced just because of irreconcilable differences. You can't even, honestly, you got to be realistic. I even ask you why you're divorced. You're like, it wasn't really for anything major.
Well, it's major when I feel like that, when I feel like he
Feel,
is,
feel, feel,
well,
feel,
I think anybody would
feel.
determine that he was being negative, but okay.
Okay, and you were
Positive.
always.
No, not always. If it were right now, he would probably want to be married again
Uh, and
with me.
you need to go back to your husband, and I need to figure it out.
Mm,
You made. I mean, you said the vows.
I
For
know.
better, for worse, richer, for poor, sickness, health, to death do us part. It wasn't until we no longer liked each other. That wasn't in the vows. Until it was
Right.
irreconcilable. That's what you said before your God, before you consummated and made a baby.
Very true. Yeah.
So carry your on back to your husband. And here's what you do: you get a 4-bedroom house. Your room, his room, y'all's room, your daughter's room.
So that's what you said y'all's room was one of them. We'd had, so
Yeah. Yeah,
when I,
living together, living apart together. You have your room, he has his room, y'all have your room. I'm gonna tell you right now, if I remarry, my room, her room, our room. I need my alone time.
we had the his room, our room the last year or so, but not the our room.
Okay, yeah, y'all can get together on Tuesday and Thursday, and the other rest of the week, y'all's living y'all's own room.
Damn. I
I mean,
hear you.
what's the difference? You're doing this shit anyway.
With the new person.
We don't have a community or a culture that supports marriage. Because if you'd have came around a bunch of married people and a
Hmm.
community that supports marriage, people would have told you, girl, you better go back home and work this out. And people would have told him, man, you better go on back home and fix
Figure it
this
out. Right. Yeah, I can see
versus
that for
get out
sure.
here and live your best life. That ain't what I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you, put your family back together because I'm out here. I'm out here. Ain't out here.
Right.
Venereal diseases and crazy shit.